Hello students, this is exercise 5.1, chapter 5, continuity and differentiability. I was discussing few questions of exercise 5.1 in the last class. I had discussed about continuity also. So today we will discuss rest of the questions of exercise 5.1. So this is question number 17. Find the relationship between A and B so that the function f defined by f of x is equal to ax plus 1 if x is less than or equal to 3, bx plus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 3 is continuous at x is equal to 3. It is given that the function is continuous at x is equal to 3. This function is continuous at x is equal to 3 and we have to find a relationship between a and b. So using the fact that it is continuous at x is equal to 3. So if it is continuous, you know that for continuity LHL is equal to RHL at x is equal to 3 and it should be also be equal to f of 3. So given fx is continuous at x is equal to 3, that means LHL at x is equal to 3 is equal to RHL at x is equal to 3 is equal to f of x. So LHL is what? Limit x approaching to 3 minus, that means some quantity less than 3. Fx is limit h approaching to 0. So h is a very small quantity which will be subtracting from 3 and we'll write x as 3 minus h. So 3 minus h is a quantity very near to 3. It can be 2.99 and h is a very small quantity which is approaching to 0. So this is a quantity less than 3. For less than 3, if x is less than 3, the definition of the function is ax plus 1. So instead of x, I will put 3 minus h. F of x is ax plus 1. So f of 3 minus h will be a into 3 minus h plus 1. So this is what I had written here. When you apply the limit h approaching to 0, you will get 3a plus 1 because h is 0. So we get 3a plus 1. This is my equation now. This is my first equation, and after that RHL I will calculate, which is limit x approaching to 3 plus f of x. So this is a quantity greater than x is now greater than 3, slightly greater than 3, and for greater than 3 the definition is bx plus 3. So limit h approaching to 0, f of 3 plus h, and for greater than 3 the definition is this bx plus 3. So I'll substitute in place of x 3 plus h. So this will be b3 plus h plus 3, and as h approaches to 0, when we apply the limit, this will become 3b plus 3. So from these two I get LHL should be equal to RHL according to the question. So I will equate the two and get the relationship between A and B. So this is how we are going to do it. We have not used this fact. I can use this fact is equal to this, or this is equal to this, or this is equal to this. Some like over here, if I use this and this, it will not make any because the definition at 3 and at less than 3 is same. So I either have to use LHL and RHL, or I can use f of 3 is equal to RHL. So either of the two I can use and get the relationship. So question number 18. For what value of lambda is the function defined by f of x is equal to lambda x square minus 2x if x is less than equal to 0, 4x plus 1 if x is greater than 0. So is continuous at x is equal to 0. So this function, for what value of lambda, this function is continuous at x is equal to 0. And what about continuity at x is equal to 1? So we have to find all those values of lambda for which it is for which the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. So let us calculate the LHL at x is equal to 0. So for at x is equal to 0, if it is continuous, then this condition should be satisfied. So if I calculate the LHL at x is equal to 0, so limit x approaching to 0 minus, since I am checking its continuity at 0, so it will be 0 minus a quantity which is less than 0 but very near to 0. So f of x is limit h approaching to 0, f of 0 minus h, where h is a very small quantity which is approaching towards 0. So this is a number which is slightly less than 0. So when slightly less than 0, for less than 0, the definition is this. Definition of the function is this. So instead of x, f of x is this. So f of 0 minus h will be lambda 0 minus h whole square minus 2 into 0 minus h, which I have written here. So limit h approaching to 0, this becomes lambda h square minus of h whole square is plus h square minus 2 into minus h is plus 2h, and when I apply the limit h approaching to 0, the whole quantity becomes 0, which is independent of lambda. There is no lambda over here. This is important here, I'll explain later. So let us see this RHL. RHL is limit x up at x is equal to 0. So limit x approaching to 0 plus, that means it is great number which is slightly greater than 0. F of x is can be written like this, limit h approaching 0, f of 0 plus h. So for greater than 0, the definition of the function is 4x plus 1. Fx is 4x plus 1 for x greater than 0. So f of 0 plus h will be 4 into 0 plus h plus 1. So this is what I had written here. So when I apply the limit h approaching to 0, so 4 into 0 is 0 plus 1. So this is 1, which is also independent of lambda. And in no case LHL will be equal to RHL, because LHL was 0 and RHL is 1. So for no value of lambda, the function can be continuous. So as it is independent of lambda, there is no lambda. Suppose if this is 1 plus lambda, I could have written 1 plus lambda is equal to 0 and lambda is equal to minus 1. And for lambda is equal to minus 1, it is continuous. But here both the values are independent. LHL and RHL both are independent of lambda. We cannot substitute lambda. So we cannot make it continuous for any value of lambda. So as LHL is not equal to RHL for any value of lambda, therefore there is no value of lambda for which fx is continuous at x is equal to 0. Now they had also asked what about continuity at x is equal to 1. So we will calculate the left hand limit at 1, which is coming out to be 5, and I'll calculate, this is again independent of lambda, and RHL is also 5, which is independent of lambda, and LHL is equal to RHL. Also, since this is independent of lambda, so for all values of lambda, this function will be continuous at x is equal to 1. There is no lambda here only. So as LHL is equal to RHL is equal to f of 1. F of 1 is also 5. You can calculate that. So for all values of lambda, fx is continuous at x is equal to 1. Since the lambda is not involved only, so you put lambda anything, LHL will remain 5, RHL will remain 5. Now question number 19. Show that the function defined by gx is equal to x minus greatest integer of x is discontinuous at all integral points. Here this square bracket x denotes the greatest integer less than or equal to x. This we have done in grade 11, greatest integer function. What is greatest integer function? I have told before also, if you have to suppose this, what will this return to me? 1.2. So greatest integer less than or equal to 1.2, so is 1. Similarly, greatest integer of 1.9 is also 1, but greatest integer of 2 is 2. Less than or equal to this, greatest integer less than or equal to 2 is 2. So this is how greatest integer function is defined. Now we have to show that this function gx is discontinuous at all integral points, means at all integers. At all integers it is. So we will take any integer, any arbitrary integer k. Let us represent the arbitrary integer by k. So at k I will check the continuity of the function. So I am calculating the LHL, limit x approaching to k minus f of x. So limit h approaching to 0, f of k minus h. Now k minus h is this not fx, you please write it as gx. The function was given as gx. So g of k minus h. So g of k minus h will be k minus h. Here just substitute x as k minus h minus greatest integer function k minus h. So this will be k minus h only. But what about this? What about this? This will be k minus 1, because what happened? Suppose this is the explanation. H is a very small quantity. If suppose k is 3, so 3 minus 0.01 is greatest integer 2.99, and it will give me the value 2. That means less than 1 less than 3. So this value will be k minus 1 minus h, but when h approaches to 0, so it becomes k minus 1. H will be 0, so put h as 0, and greatest integer of k minus h will be k minus 1. So I have missed one step. I should have written here limit h approaching to 0. I have not put the limit yet. So this is okay, this bracket curly braces k minus h. This square bracket over here means the greatest integer. So this is k minus 1 minus h. Now I have taken the greatest integer, so I can put this round bracket. This will return this value. Now you substitute, you take the limit h approaching to 0, so this become k minus 1, this one. So k will get cancelled and I'll get the value 1. Similarly over here I'll just make this g, because the function was given as g. I am so habitual of writing f, that is why I wrote this. So this is RHL. So g of k plus h, so this will be k plus h minus greatest integer of k plus h. For example, 3 plus 0.01 is 3.01, which will return with k itself. This will be returned over here. Greatest integer less than or equal to 3.01 is 3. So the same function will be returned k, and here k plus h, only k will be there because we have put the limit over here. So the limit has been put and I get k minus k, so I don't need to write this. Limit has been put, so k minus k is 0. So you can see here left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit for any arbitrary integer k. So the function is discontinuous at all integral points. You have to do it in general. You cannot say that let x k be 1, k be 2, and you keep on doing it. Just for an arbitrary integer k, just show the result. Now question number, so fx is discontinuous at all integral points. Now question number 26, find the value of k so that the function f is continuous at indicated point. So we have to find, there is a k unknown k, so I have to find the value of this so that this function which is given here is continuous at the indicated, this is the indicated point. At pi by 2 I have to check the it's given that it is continuous at x is equal to pi by 2. I don't have to check its continuity. It's given that at x is equal to pi by 2 this function is continuous, and you have to find the value of k. So again, if it is continuous, then LHL is equal to RHL is equal to f of pi by 2. So LHL is this, limit x approaching to pi by 2 minus, so I am checking the continuity at x is equal to pi by 2, so x approaches to pi by 2 minus f of x. So this should be equal to the RHL. This is the RHL. LHL is equal to RHL, and this is the function value at that point, f of pi by 2. So I am taking this LHL is equal to this, or you could have taken this is equal to this, because this x not equal to pi by 2, this is given. So any of the two you could have equate. So I am equating this LHL is equal to f pi by 2. I could have also done this RHL. I could have also done this is equal to this. Anything you can do. So I am doing this. LHL is equal to value of the function at pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus h is a quantity which is not equal to pi by 2. It is less than pi by 2. So not equal to pi by 2. The definition is this: k cos instead of x pi by 2 minus h upon pi minus 2 instead of x, you will put pi by 2 minus h, is equal to f of pi by 2 is given as 3. This is given as 3. So now cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. So this quantity will become sin h. Over here theta is h, and if you solve this, you will get 2h. Solve the whole thing, you will get 2h. So now k by 2 is a constant independent of h, which we can take out of the limit, and limit h approaching, this we have done in grade 11 also. The constant which is independent of h, the scalar number, can be taken out of the limit. So limit h approaching to 0 sin h by h is equal to 3. So this also result we have done, that limit h approaching 0 sin h by h is 1. So this becomes k by 2 into 1. So k, that is k by 2 is equal to 3, and k is equal to 6. Now question number 32. Show that the function defined by f of x is equal to mod of cos x is a continuous function. Now this is a composite function. Fx is a composite function. So let me tell you how it is composite. So I am defining two functions, g of x as mod x and h of x as cos x. Now you solve g o h x. This composition of g o h x will be g of h x, and h x is over here cos x, so g of cos x, and g is the modulus of x, gx is modulus of x, so g of cos x will be modulus of cos x. So this is modulus of cos x, which is nothing but fx. See, g o h, so this is the fx is the composition of g and h. So now we see that gx modulus x is continuous for all x, we have done that, and hx is also continuous for all gx. It is continuous in the whole of R, so it will be continuous at gx for all gx also, for all values of x in R. So geo hx is equal to fx is continuous for all x. This theorem we have done. If gx is continuous at c and hx is continuous at g of c, then geo hx is continuous at c. So this is what we had done. Similarly, we have question number 34. Find all the points of discontinuity of f defined by mod x minus mod x plus 1. So I will write this function as this. I am taking as gx, this as hx. So gx minus, please, this was not plus, this is minus, gx minus hx, where gx is mod of x and hx is mod of x plus 1. So gx is mod of x can be defined like this. Minus x, you know mod x definition, if x is less than 0, and x if x is greater than or equal to 0. Similarly, we will define hx. This is mod of x plus 1 will be negative of x plus 1 if x plus 1 is less than 0, and positive x plus 1 if x plus 1 is greater than equal to 0. The equivalent expression of this is h of x is equal to minus x minus 1. If just take this 1 to that side, it will become x is less than minus 1, and it will be positive x plus 1 if take this to that side, x is greater than or equal to minus 1. The equivalent expression of this is this. Now we will check the continuity of gx at x is equal to 0 and check the continuity of hx at x is equal to minus 1. This is for you to do. Check the LHL and RHL at these points. Do it yourself. And then, as both gx and hx are continuous, this will be continuous, you will see. So by algebra of function fx is equal to gx plus hx is also gx minus hx. So this is a difference of two functions. Gx minus hx is also continuous. Thank you so much, students.